Hey guys, before we start, a quick shout out to Alpha Dog Nutrition for sponsoring this podcast. Alpha Dog products are now available at dusupply.com, and you can use code ALPHADOG15 at checkout for 15% off and a credit for free shipping to try it yourself. Now let's get you to your podcast.
Where's Fielder? He's gone to the dogs.
Welcome to the Gone to the Dogs podcast. Steve Fielder here with you one more time. Starting another episode here. I looked at the log, and I think this, since I came aboard the W Hunting Supply Network, I think this is the podcast number 193. I can't believe that that's the case, because I think it was about 5 years ago that I started these podcasts with Chris Powell with the Hunting Houndsman XP podcast, and then we did one called Nightlife Nation. And now here we are with W, and the weeks just keep rolling along. And when you get to be my age, you'll see how fast they do roll. We got a great guest for you here today. We got a fellow that I don't get to talk to very often. Usually I get to see him maybe at Autumn Oaks or at the Grand American or somewhere like that, a larger event. But we're very happy to have my good friend Leon Childers from the great state of Ohio. How are you, Leon?
Doing fine.
Well, good. It's good. I've been kind of following you a little bit on Facebook. Our mutual buddy, Chris Allen, has been posting a few things there from time to time, little video clips. And I said, man, the light came on for me. And I said, man, I got to call Leon. I don't know why I haven't called him before. But you're over in the Dayton, Ohio area, aren't you, Leon?
Yes, about 12 miles out of Dayton.
I got you. What's the name of that town?
Fairborn, but I'm actually close to Yellow Springs and kind of out of way,
Yeah.
in between towns.
Small town?
Yes.
I got you. Well, that's pretty good to have a small town there in that general area. I usually fly in, if I'm going to fly to Autumn Oaks or up in that area, I usually fly into Dayton, and then it's just about, I think, about 30 miles over to Richmond from there.
Yes.
Well, yeah, man, I tell you what, I want our listeners, if they don't know you, I met you, I believe, for the first time. Did we meet during my UKC days, or was it when I came to PKC, do you think?
Well, I think we had some met during the UKC era, and then we got more hooked up at PKC.
Yeah. Well, when I came aboard on PKC was in 1998. And, man, you were right in the thick of things at that time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, me and Junior Jackson and Doug, and we was having a big time then.
Yeah, boy, I bet you were. Those boys have certainly burned a little bit of shoe leather and as the old timers would say, carbide following these coon dogs around. Absolutely. Well, Leon, give us a little bit of background. Now, as we were talking earlier before I recorded this, you and I, my roots go back to about the same part of the country that you come from.
Yes, as you just told me, and I thought that was remarkable. Here we are, one little hill, well, we call them hills. Some people call them mountains in between us,
Yeah, over in eastern Kentucky. My mother was a Hatfield. And my grandfather had married a Goebel, and they were from around that, West Van Leer, Paintsville. I've heard that name. Preston, all that area over in there. Where were you born, Leon?
I was born in Mealy, Kentucky. That's about 5 miles out of Paintsville.
Okay. Yeah.
And that, like I said, if we go over the mountain, we go over to Van Leer, so.
How about that? Yeah, it's a small world, but as I talk to coon hunters and have over the years with my job, I meet an awful lot of them from that part of the world,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Back when I was a kid and fooling with my dad, got the plot dog bug because he wanted to bear hunt. Yeah. And back then we joined the Plot Association and all that, and there was a fella from East McDowell, Kentucky, Benny Moore. Did you ever meet Benny or hear of him?
Yes, I did. I actually, his cousin was Jim Moore. And,
Jim hunted. He hunted some Walker dogs too, didn't he?
Yes. Yeah. But he would take one from Benny to get it ready for a hunt, maybe, or to see how good it is or whatever.
Yeah.
And Jim would keep it a month or two.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of funny. He had one called Old Sarge, and he was a plot that I got to hunt a lot, and Jim would let me hunt the dog while he was gone hunting, old Lead and his. But I would get a chance to hunt old Sarge. He was a plot dog that would tree them raccoons, So.
How about that? That's a rare thing, isn't it?
Well, no, I thought I actually hunted 3 or 4 of them from time to time, that Benny had sent to Jim.
Yeah, I think Jim I don't know if he hunted that. There was a Little Joe dog that Benny had.
Little Joe, and
yeah, and those names were all part of my vocabulary back when I was a kid, living over there in those West Virginia hills. My mother was from West Virginia. My dad and my mother's brother met in the Army, and Dad came home on a leave and met my mother, and then he went to South Pacific. She waited for him. When he got back, they got married up in Detroit. She was working up there, and then they migrated back to West Virginia, her home state. And so that's where I was, the old saying used to be, that's where I was jerked up.
Well, Steve, that a lot of people would come here to work, and actually they promised me that we would go back as soon as things got better in Kentucky. But of course it never happened.
Yeah.
Well, we're going back home when things get better.
Well, I think that was the dream, of all the people that, as I worked in Michigan with UKC all those years, and many, many people that came up there to work in the auto plants and stuff, and their dream was always to go back home, and a lot of them would go back quite often on the weekends,
Oh, yeah, my dad always went every 3 weeks to see his mother and his brothers, and a lot of times I'd be with him,
Yeah, back in those days, that drive on those crooked roads and 2-lane roads and all that wasn't an easy task to do, especially when you got over there in East Kentucky, was it?
Right. It was probably 5.5 hours or maybe 6.
Right. So now how old were you when you, okay, I want to back up a little bit. I want to get into the coon hunting aspects of things, but just briefly, did you coon hunt when you lived in Kentucky?
No, my uncles are, several of them were fox hunters.
Oh, okay.
And on my dad's side, they had squirrel dogs always.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And when I left Kentucky, they made me leave I had I think we used to call them high tan. dogs.
Mm-hmm.
But he would do anything. He just he would chase anything. But I had to leave him when we when we came to Ohio because he just ran loose. We didn't tie him up.
Mm-hmm. As is the case with so many down there in that eastern Kentucky area, did you live up a holler?
Well, actually, I lived at the mouth of the holler.
Mouth of the holler. Okay. Yeah.
Fitz Branch went right up behind our house, but we lived on the hardtop road.
I see. Well, good for you. You were kind of uppity then. What lived
not really, because all my friends were up that holler.
Yeah, most of the men that worked when you were a kid were probably coal miners, weren't they?
Yes, that was the main industry around where I'm from, and my dad worked on the railroad, so the railroad was carried the coal away,
Yeah. Well, when I was a kid, there was kind of a joke that you went to school, you learned the 3 R's: reading, writing, and Route 21 to Cleveland.
We had a variation of that, reading, writing, and the road to Dayton.
The road to Dayton. Well, a lot of people, and I read his book. Our Vice President, J.D. Vance, was from over in East Kentucky, and as I read, I could relate to a lot of that from the family stories, that I heard from my mom's side of the family, and all. And then they migrated over into West Virginia. When they got married and all that. But so your family then moved up to the Dayton area?
Yes.
I see. How old were you when that happened? Do you remember?
Well, I was 12.
Oh, okay.
And
did you have siblings or brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I had a younger sister and a younger brother.
Okay.
And they don't remember anything about Kentucky,
I see. Yeah.
But I've run around with my uncles and my grandfather, and back then they didn't know where I was at, and it wasn't that big a problem, I was either in that mountain or I was down that creek,
Yeah.
Or up the creek.
Well, when you're a kid, I know as like my grandmother's farm in Tennessee, you always want to go to the creek. You play in the creek all the time.
Yeah.
And the older we got, the more we did other things like fishing in the creek. We loved to fish and frog gigging and all kinds of stuff like that. All right. Well, then, so when you got to that, you moved to Ohio. And that was kind of a change for you. You came into the flatland from the mountains. Did you start hunting right away when you moved over there?
Well, we would. My parents had to work 12 hours a day, and we had a lady stay with us, during the day.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't keep track of me very good because I started, I didn't have any buddies, I was fresh there, so I started, there's a big field and it went way back and there was kind of a hill back there,
Yeah.
So I started, we called it slipping off. Have you ever heard that term?
I have. You'd slip off and go.
I'd go back to that hill and, biggest part of the day, probably get hungry and come home. But that's what I started doing at 12 years old. And then I sneaked the 22 rifle out once with me and didn't get caught. So,
well, when I was a kid, we were pretty adventuresome like that too.
Yeah.
But now my dad was pretty much of a stickler about the guns. But he wouldn't let me go hunting with a gun by myself until I got old enough to have a hunting license, and that was 15 in West Virginia. But I would go, of course, and carry a gun when I'd go with him.
Yeah.
And he was always on my back about safety. Watch where you're pointing that barrel, unload that gun.
I got that too.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just had that one episode time frame, where I'd slipped the gun out. And he never did catch me. I don't know if he didn't count his shells or what, so.
Yeah. Was that a 22 or was it a shotgun?
Yeah, I still got it.
Oh, you do? Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
A Model 63 Winchester automatic,
Oh, it was an automatic. Yeah, Well, I've got in the closet or in the safe here. I've got a Winchester single shot. I know a Remington single shot that my dad and his older brother bought in 1939, I believe it was. They bought it through Sears, and I think they paid $5 for it.
Yeah,
and it's a single shot, bolt action, and it's set. As a kid, we used it. We would go hunting with it when I was down on the farm there in Tennessee, and it sat behind the door of my grandmother's house for many years. And when my mother passed, she had given all the guns that were there and so forth, and his older and younger brother's guns and stuff kind of went to my dad, and he got that one anyway, and he passed it on to me, but the bolt was broke on it, and it wouldn't shoot. So when I went to Michigan to work at UKC, I found out about a gunsmith in Midland, Michigan, that made me a piece found the piece for that gun. And so I got it back in working order. I remember I took my dogs out, treed a coon, shot a coon out with it, and said, that's good. And I took it home, cleaned it up, and put it away, and I haven't shot it since.
Yeah.
But, those are good memories, Well, were your uncles coon hunters? How did you get started coon hunting?
There's a small story that I can tell you. My uncle and I and his two boys went down to a lake. We was going to go fishing, but never could find the lake. We drove and drove, and it got dark, and a big coon went across the road. And my uncle said, man, what an animal. Back in Kentucky, we didn't have no coons. Somebody already eat them all,
Yeah.
So we came back with the idea of getting us a dog,
Mm-hmm.
And there was a customer come in the store, happened to be Jim Moore, come in, get his check cashed, and buy groceries,
Now, I want to back that stop right here just a minute. Now, your folks operated the store, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, and I was working there by the time I was 15,
Okay. Go ahead now. I'm sorry. I interrupted.
So anyway, he got talking to Jim Moore, and Jim Moore just happened to have a pup for sale.
Yeah, how about that?
And we bought that pup, and we hunted it. It never would tree, but he would run one up a tree, but wouldn't stay. So we fooled around with that for quite a while, and then we bred it to.
That's what you do when you have one that
Charlie.
Yeah. Oh, that's the dog I was trying to think of a while ago.
Yes.
No, that's what you do when you got one that won't tree. You breed it, don't you?
Yeah. Well, that may not be the greatest idea, but it worked out pretty good for us.
Okay. Well, good.
So we named her Old Lou.
Yeah.
And old Lou would tree. He didn't have a bad habit of treeing, but she would tree. And we would hunt with Jim, and old Charlie would tree, of course.
Yeah.
And that's how we got started. And then one thing led to another. A couple of years later, I went to Sid Stewart's and bought a dog.
Yeah, I was Sid. I'll interject real quick there, from Kentucky, right?
Yes, Morgan County.
Yeah, and he wrote the book, The Competition Hound.
Yes.
I was looking on Amazon here just today, and there was a copy of that book on sale for $89.
Wow. I got to tell him about that.
Tell him about that. Ask him if he don't still have a copy. He can get one for $80.
I've got a copy, but I think my grandson's got it right now.
Yeah, I've got one. I'm proud to have it in my collection for sure.
I mean, the last time I read it, I thought, man, things have changed.
Yeah, they sure have. Well, we can talk in a minute about Sid too, but go ahead with your story there.
So anyway, we got started hunting with Jim Moore, and he had old Lead. He had old Charlie at the same time, but Lead was getting old, Mm-hmm. So we had bred that dog to old Lead and got the one that would tree occasionally, mm-hmm. Old Lou, and from there we bred her then to the dog I bought from Sid, and we got Mad River Smack'em.
Smack'em.
And he had a beautiful mouth. I mean, a ball mouth, that just we didn't care if he treed or not. If he
just listen to him. Yeah. Is that Mad River? Is that something there around in that area?
Yes, that's a river, local river here.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Well, now Sid, he had some. Didn't he have that? Did he have that spring female?
He had a dog, Old Spring, that he bred to the H.T. Derrickson's dog.
Singing banjo dog.
Banjo dog, right.
Yeah.
And he got Carolina Casey, or he ended up being Carolina Casey,
Yeah. Two-time ACHA. Yeah.
Yeah.
Two-time ACHA World Champion.
Yes.
With Jim Mathis owned him at that time, I believe.
Right.
Yeah. How about that? Well, now, old Charlie.
I believe that was 69 and 70, wasn't it?
Up there about, but I don't know for sure, Leah. Wasn't old Charlie, was he a house-bred dog?
No, he was Laverne Miller.
Oh, that's right. That's
Miller
right.
Joker.
Yeah, from up in Indiana there.
Yes, yeah, a fine fella.
Everybody says
I've hunted
that.
with him a couple times.
Oh, you did? Well, I never did. In fact, I don't remember.
I drawed him the first time I drawed him in South Carolina. And I got hooked up with Ray Kaiser.
Yeah. And
we went to Grand American.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I didn't. That's the first time I'd been anywhere. I'd been to Smoky Mountains once. Before that, on a family trip. But anyway, I went with old Ray Kaiser.
That's a name that I remember. Of course, I'm an old fella, and I remember a lot of these names that the younger listeners won't remember. But you're mentioning people that were very well known in the coonhound world, back in that day. Yes.
Yeah. Raymond, he was a fun guy, and he was always telling big stories.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd love to sit down with him. I'm sure he's been gone for a while, hasn't he? Or is he still living?
He may be. I ran into him like 30 years ago,
Yeah.
And kind of lost track with him,
Yeah.
He lived down south of me.
Okay.
And I don't know how we lost touch,
Yeah. Well, it just happens over time, Leon. It sure does. So you went to the Grand American. Did you hunt in it down there?
Yes, that's where I drawed Laverne Miller.
Oh, that's right. You said that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I had a dog at that time. I had the dog I got from Sid, and I had one called
You sounded like me.
She was
Leon.
a good one, though. She's a good one, though.
female. Walker female, huh? Well,
Yeah.
now was Laverne
Lady of the Woods.
Lady of the Woods. That's a colorful name. Well, you always come up
Yeah.
with good names for your dogs.
Well, sometimes.
I wanted to ask you. Oh shoot! Now that escaped my. Oh, was Laverne hunting Joker when you hunted with him down there?
No, he was hunting one of his dogs that was bred from Joker, but I can't remember which one it was.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have a real outstanding hunt, but we was in a big swamp, and we was on a naval base, as I recall.
Oh, okay, down on the coast.
And
then,
we had
obviously.
a guide. We had a guide. That,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you still go to the Grand American?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We check the weather anymore.
Yeah.
You know, sure. We've got caught down there in some big snowstorms.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
And then, we always tried to make it to the Grand American.
Well, that's the two of hunts that I've kind of narrowed it down to now, especially since I'm down here in Florida, and it's quite a ride, to go anywhere. But I like to go to Autumn Oaks, and I like to go to the Grand American every year, and I hope to do that as long as I'm able, And I would like to get back to the PKC World Hunt. I haven't been now in probably about 4 years ago. I guess I went out to Salem. Do you still go to that at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Good deal.
We missed last year.
Mm-hmm.
And the dog we got, we haven't replaced him. He's 10 years old now. So
I see.
But
Well,
now I'm looking forward to going to Land Between the Lakes for the Nationals.
oh yeah, man, they're going back to Aurora, aren't they?
Yes.
Back to the tennis center.
Yeah.
Man, man, was that a fun time, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. I hope we got a dog. Cody, my grandson, is a handler.
Right. Yeah.
And he likes it. He's been hunting since he was 10 or 12,
Yeah. Well, that's great, to have a grandson coming on like that, Leon. I wish I did. I really did. I just biologically, I just have one granddaughter, and she's 10 now, and she, and no hunting there at all. But that's terrific. Well. And then I'll mention briefly the White River. Now, I ran into you and Dick Whitmore out there one night, I think, out there hunting on Kansas Lake.
I can remember a statement that I might want to quote it if you don't mind.
Sure.
Leon, what are you hunting in this place for? we were out like a public hunting place. What we would call it up here,
Yeah. Yeah.
And Conk wanted to go there, I guess.
Yeah. Conk Haney. Yeah, I figured you'd be hunting over there on JC's place there,
Well, we had all the rigs and everything to go over there, but for some reason he wanted to go to that place.
Yeah, he was around.
I don't remember who all was with us.
Yeah, I don't either. I remember it was kind of an ordeal getting around that one place at the head of Kansas Lake there at what we call the pipeline. And you guys, and Dick had that side by side. It was lit up like a 727 airliner, all the lights.
I rode with Dick most of the time.
Yeah. And
he got stuck a lot.
Yeah, I think he got stuck that night, part of it. Yeah. Well, there's a coon hunter that we miss, he's passed on. And my buddy Nubbin Moore knew Dick for several years because Nubbin worked in the Memphis area and, hunted around that area some and all, and knew several of those coon hunters. And we mentioned J.C. Ellis, which everybody knows and miss JC, and what a great guy he was. And
sure was.
Conk kind of looked after JC's place there, I think. And
that was his duties.
Yeah, is Conk still hunting or?
Yeah, he's on Island 69 right in the Mississippi River.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it's really good hunting there too.
Oh, I bet it is.
And you ever notice Conk was always around them fat cats, and he's got plenty of them there on that Island 69.
Oh, does he? Yeah. Well,
and they take care of him good, and he takes care of their property,
Yeah.
mowing and keeping the trails straightened up. The hogs will come in and root up their trails, and he takes care of all that.
Yeah, well, you need somebody like that around,
Yeah.
Yeah. Old Conk's a character now.
A dear friend of ours passed away this week.
Oh, who's that?
Andy Frutel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I remember Andy very well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, it was. I saw him at the Super Stakes in April.
Okay.
And he had been diagnosed, and he was waiting on go to a cancer unit, and see how he was. But he didn't look good, but he was there. He had a dog and had somebody hunting it, and I didn't know he was going to be there, and just happened. Here he come. I got to talk to him, and then I talked to his wife, Cheryl.
Well, good. That's sad. Well, that's happened so much. Andy was real active when I came aboard PKC, you know, and
he had some good dogs.
Fine fella. Oh, yeah, he was always a major player for sure. Yeah. Well, Leon, we're fortunate, if you don't mind telling me, how old are you?
I'm 82.
82. You're about the same age as my buddy Nubbin Moore. He's right there along with you.
And
I'm a little behind
190 pounds.
Yeah, you're in fighting weight now, man.
Yeah, I'm in. If you're going to run around with Chris Allen, you're going to have to get with it.
Oh, Chris, yes, sir.
That's a walk. I thought he was pretty good about getting around, but now his brother will leave us sitting.
Oh, is that right?
I mean, Alan, he's a fine fella, and he can walk.
Oh, yeah. Well, you need somebody like that, to get in there to the dog.
No, we don't need that.
You don't need, you have to follow him, huh? Well, I was hoping if he'd go get your dog for you, now that'd be good.
Well, you know how it is. Everybody's dog trees somewhere else.
Yeah, that's right.
They hardly ever tree together,
Chris is hunting a female now, isn't he? Another female. Of course, he's best known. The listeners should know that Chris hunted the Mill Creek Molly female, and she was the all-time money leader in PKC for many years. She won 2 trucks, and I don't know what else. But little wasn't big as a minute, but she was a coon treer.
I told Chris I brought him a lot, with her. And I said, man, my dog never did beat your dog. He said, oh, yes. One time you did. And he told me about it. I didn't even remember it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've never laughed so hard, never got beat so bad and all. And I don't know that I ever beat Chris. Most of my hunting with Chris was either on a pleasure hunt or, as maybe out there as a judge or a guide or something, on a cast. I remember the last time I hunted with Molly was in Michigan. We had 1,000 added, and I guided the late round, and Chris won it with Molly. And she had that coon treed just after daylight, but I always had a lot of laughs when I hunted with Chris, and I'm glad to see him kind of, he was away from it there for a while.
Yeah, he had a little setback on health-wise, and but he's doing very well right now.
That's good. I am so glad to hear that. But he's a funny guy, a real funny guy.
Oh, he's the best to hunt with. He takes it as it comes. He don't get out of shape.
Yeah, absolutely. We
ran something suspicious last night, and I was kind of walking back and forth, wondering what in the world. Let's get them, But we finally had enough.
You conceded, huh?
And we handled them,
Yeah. I remember drawing Chris one night in a PKC hunt. Don't remember where. I think it was out in Indiana somewhere. And he was hunting that female, Snatch, he called her.
Yes.
And I was hunting a little plot dog, and they sounded exactly alike. And every time I'd scratch or strike my dog, he'd say, "That's Snatch." And he'd tree his, and I'd say, "That's Roper." We were back and forth all night, but I believe he knew his dog better than I did. But no, I always
he might have been running both of them too,
Yeah, well, he may have been. Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. Well, the first time that I know you got a lot of stories, and I want to go back and dig some of those out too.
Sure.
But the first time I remember being around a hunt where you were really pretty prominent in that hunt, you and Junior, was with your Gouger dog down at Parsons, Tennessee in the PKC Futurity. Do you remember that?
No.
You don't remember that? I think you won the thing. I'm pretty sure you did that one year.
Which one was it?
I think it was the PKC Futurity, and I believe Junior was okay.
That could have been. We had a couple dogs that went back to Dancer.
To Greg Minkler's Dancer dog.
Yes.
Okay.
Seemed like we had one that won something at the Futurity.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking maybe it was the Gouger dog, but it may not have been. He was a good-looking tricolored Walker dog, big head, real pretty.
Gouger now was more spotted and white. He had a lot of white on him.
Well, now this one could have been white too, but I remember him being a good-looking.
Yeah,
I've seen a few over the years, Leon. I can't.
Yeah,
man, I tell you, memory is my buddy Nubbin Moore calls it CRS. I've got that real bad. But well, let's go back. Let's reel back because I want to talk about some of these dogs that you've had and all. But I want to go back there to Ohio. You started out, you got to hunt. When did you start going to the hunts? Well,
Jim Moore, I had Jim Moore handle my dog at the 1970 World Hunt at Van Wert, Ohio.
Okay. A lot of good hunts held in Van Wert over the years.
Yeah, the World Hunt was there several times, back in those days.
We had a UKC World Hunt there one time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, old Duke Crew won it.
There was some strong clubs and things like that, and a lot of territory to hunt.
Yeah.
And Jim hunted my dog, the one I got from Sid Stewart. And then the next year, I hunted somewhere else. And then it was there several times in the 70s, though. And we'd always go there. And then it moved to Robinson. And
Robinson, Illinois.
Yes.
Yeah, been there a few times. That's where they make Heath candy bars. Did you know that? Did you?
Yes. 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 I would. Richard Turner, a friend of mine in Tennessee, he would rent a house in Robinson, and we would hunt at PKC had the super stakes there in
DuQuoin, maybe, or
Columbia, or not Columbia.
Okay, this super was it at Cesar?
No, it was close to Robinson. We would just stay in Robinson, and he would guide out of Robinson.
Oh, okay, that must
PKC.
be before my time.
Yeah,
yeah.
Anyway, I don't know where we were going with that.
Well, we were talking about where the AKC World Hunt was held.
Yeah.
You said it was in Van Wert, and then they moved it to Robinson.
Yeah, Robinson.
And I jumped in there talking about candy bars.
Right. And anyway, Robinson is where I had an ordeal once. I hunted against the dog that was the great dog, man, that was coming on strong. His name was Radio.
Radio.
Yes. And me and that boy was neck and neck the whole cast. That was 3-hour cast, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And we were neck and neck, and we treat them together. Most of the time, we was always together, you know.
Yeah.
And Lonnie Mears was in the cast.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
And with that dog with the pretty mouth, Dan, I believe.
Yeah. Fender River Dan.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we go in to handle them, and they fuzz up just a little bit. And we had 2 judges, and they were not the best judges in the world, you know. And especially the way we was competing there,
at that level too. Yeah.
And anyway, so Mr. Gross handled my dog. I said, "No, you got my dog." His dog left, and he didn't get a handle. And and the judges, I said, "His dog got." You know, he's minus, so now I'm going to win. See,
yeah.
Anyway, I had my dog Coon, and anyway, he started arguing. He said, "My dog was here." Yeah, but he ain't. You didn't get a handling, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was a big argument, you know.
Yeah.
And these judges didn't know what to do.
Oh my.
Yeah, they didn't really. Of course, I don't know who they are, so I can talk about them, I guess.
Well, sure. Statute of limitations is
run out.
now.
So anyway, we had a big argument, and then finally he said, "Okay, I'm minus." Well, the hunt's about over. So his dog goes in trees, and he wants that tree too. He wants this tree and that tree.
Oh, he wants them both. Huh? He got greedy, didn't he?
Yeah, oh, yeah. But that argument finally got settled, you know.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I'm the winner. So that puts me in the top 20.
Yeah.
At that hunt, you know,
that's
how it
where
runs.
you want to be. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
that's just about good as winning it back in the day, making the top 20. Yeah.
Right. So I'm all set. You know, I go and I'm in, boys. My uncle was there. He brought his camper, and we was all camped out, you know. And anyway, the next morning, early, you know, maybe 9 o'clock or something, somebody comes by and they said, "You're in the top 20. Radio is." I said, "What?" So here I go, straight up there, you know. Well, they won't even listen to me. I'll tell them what happened, you know. And I can't figure out how he got to be the winner on that scorecard, you know. So finally, I get BC Drain and Jim Moore, and they stopped the music. They stopped everything because they wanted to draw out and everything, you know.
Yeah.
So they closed everything down, and they took us all in a room and see what happened. Well, to come find out, Mr. Gross had waited for the outline, the representative they sent to the outline club, you know, get back with those scorecards.
Yeah.
And he talked that guy into taking that minus off and changed the scorecard, and Leon wasn't a winner now.
That's convenient.
So,
as Larry Meeks used to say,
you know?
Larry Meeks used to say about appeals and all. He said, "We ain't going to give them, just, you know, they don't like these 3, so they're going to throw $100 down and get 3 more."
Yeah. So we were they were discussing it, and they didn't think that that's what happened, Anyway, they finally made a decision, but they'd already made me mad, and this guy's mad.
I
and
imagine.
we want to go out and fight, or whatever, and
boys will be boys,
well, I remember he told me, he said, I'll whoop you all over this cornfield. I said, now, wait a minute now. I said, we ain't fought yet. How can you say?
That's right.
Anyway, it was quite a thing, but I got pretty upset about it. And
did you get in or not?
I told him to...
I can imagine what you told him.
I told him something.
I'm sure.
And me and my uncle went home.
Yeah.
They didn't really want to change it, to be honest with you.
Well, that you can't circumvent the procedure, whatever, to, just, it's kind of like things nowadays in this country. You just go find a judge, that'll agree with you. And, you can get, I guess, about anything changed. But, well,
anyway, that was that story. I didn't even know I'd tell that story.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. It's your story, and you're sticking to it. I remember that name, Gross's Radio, but I didn't know that fella at all.
Yeah. And, he didn't stay in it very long, and he was around. Dale Hollow Lake is where he's from, down in that country.
Okay. I got you.
And I finally, I think we settled our differences, and we was cordial to each other.
Well, that's good. Well, Leon, you always got a smile on your face and a friendly guy, and I can imagine that happening,
Yeah.
For sure. Well, did you ever win a world hunt?
It was one in '94. My dog won.
Oh, okay. Was that the
ACHA?
Yeah,
or AKC. I'm sorry.
Okay. In what year?
'94.
All right. Okay.
And I'd taken some time off in the '80s, and I got back in about '92 or '93. And then in '94, I had that good dog, and Jerry Farmer was the handler.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it was...
Didn't he have that chubby dog or something like that?
Yeah. Well, that was mine.
Oh,
also.
Okay. Chubby was yours.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
And that was a super stakes win, I think.
Okay. Yeah. But Jerry handled him for you, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I got you. For sure. Well, let's talk about a couple dogs that I know the names of. You corrected me earlier. I had it wrong. But you had the Gunsmoke dog. Now, where did he come from?
Well, me and Scott was hunting together then. Yes.
Okay.
And let's see, I had Gunsmoke's brother. And Scott said he really liked this dog, and then I went hunting with him, and he was a nice dog. And we were at the Futurity, I believe, and Gunsmoke didn't do any good for this fella in that hunt. But he'd won a lot of casts. He'd give you when I bought him, I got a whole stack of wind slips with him,
Yeah.
Local hunts.
Was he a black-headed dog?
Yes.
Yeah. Was he related to the fighting side dog that Scott and Gross?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
All right. But I remember him. He was a black-headed.
Gunsmoke, Scott had, there was no pup running around down at Scott's one night. He loaded up my rig and said, take this thing up there and see if he'll do anything. So I brought old Redhead Stranger is what we ended up naming him. And I turned him loose like the next night. Me and Earl Crace, my longtime hunting buddy.
Yeah.
And man, that thing went in there and run a coon and treed it on a small tree. And I had left the gun in a field the night before or sometime, or that same night I left it in the field. And anyway, we didn't have a gun in the rig. So I thought, I called my son, he lived next door, and I said, you got a 22 rifle? I was going to shoot that coon,
Yeah.
for that pup. And
Sure.
he was only like 9 or 10 months old, as I recall. And oh man, what a tree dog! And he was mad at that coon and that tree and everything else.
Yeah.
So anyway, I handled him, and we went. And I said, I remember where that gun's at, Earl. We went back to that field and got the gun, went and turned the dog loose again, and he done the same thing.
Wow.
And I said, well. And I hunted him for like a couple weeks. And Scott, I said, Scott, what do you guys want from this dog? I said, he does all right, he's all right. He might make something. And he gave me the price, and I said, well, I'll just buy him. And the only time I ever got over on Scott Engel.
I'm sure that wasn't easy.
Well, he just had to take my word for it, you know, and I didn't go on about the dog, but but he was, I really enjoyed that.
Well, now,
dog.
was he out of the Gunsmoke dog?
No, he was a brother, but he was a younger litter. And then at that futurity, that's when I bought a Gunsmoke.
Okay. So Red-Headed Stranger, was he old? Gunsmoke was older than Stranger, wasn't he?
He was just a year older.
Yeah, okay.
Like the next litter.
Yeah.
The fella bred twice to Cow Creek Clint. Yeah,
out of Sackett Jr. Jim McCullough's dog. I see Jim every year. Well, this last year they went to Land Between the Lakes. Didn't go to White River, but they always come by our camp every year. Him and his boy and all. Fine fella. I always thought I'd wanted a pup out of Clint. When I had that female out of Molly, I thought, boy, and she wouldn't come in heat right, and I'd bred her 2 times, and she'd never had a pup. I don't know what was wrong with her, but anyway, that Clint dog he's a
was a nice dog. I hunted with him too.
Did you? Yeah.
He reminded me of Gunsmoke. That they sounded similar and kind of operated that way,
Yeah, well, Bob Dudley ended up with him down there in Alabama, and then Todd Norfleet had him there at his place.
Right. That's where I went to breed, is Norfleet's.
Right.
Because we ended up buying the female, and me and Sid, and we bred her a couple times. And we never did keep one of them. I don't know what happened there.
I don't know.
There's one still alive down in Arkansas.
Really? Wow.
I talked to a fellow the other day that told me that the old dog was still around.
Well, I'll be darned. Yeah, they pass too fast, My dad told me that when I got to be 50 years old, I'd see how fast the years went by, and I believe he was right.
Yeah, I've heard that same thing.
Yeah. Well, now, you and Junior Jackson hooked up and had quite a run. Tell me about some of that.
Well, Junior and I, we were not even alike in any way. He was a good handler.
Oh yeah.
And he had a peck of fun, and he had a peck of fun out of me a lot of times.
Oh yeah, he liked to. Yeah, I'm sure.
We got along the best, and never did fall out. So that's what I tell about Earl. I hunted with Earl for 20-some years, and we never did fall out.
Well, that's something to be said about that, and my buddy over there, Nubbin Moore and all. Now we've been hunting together probably about 15 years now, but knew him when he was a field rep and all. And Nubbin's one of these. He's more like you, Leon. He's laid back, easygoing guy. Everybody likes him. I'm higher strung. I get bent out of shape about things sometimes, and Nubbin's not that way at all. And he has to kind of settle me down every once in a while.
That's good.
And it's good to have a friend like that,
Yes,
it really is. Well, Junior and Doug, they back in the old Ray Wilhite days. What was that organization they had? I was after me and Junior hooked up after that. We strictly hunted PKC, Yeah, right.
Well, we did that. You remember when they had the Show Me the Money or something like that?
Yeah. That
and,
was a
Junior
short-lived
won
thing.
both of them. They had two. Junior won both of them, or the dog we had. One was Cheetah.
Cheetah, that's a dog I was trying to think of earlier, and I was calling him Cougar, but I knew it was some kind of a cat.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know if you meant Gouger. We had him too.
Yeah. I remember Gouger, and I did mean that, but I was thinking of a dog with a cat's name and the Cheetah.
Yeah, that was
Cheetah's the one.
Cheetah.
Yeah.
And Junior named him.
Yeah.
And Junior had heard him. He didn't even know the guy, but he'd heard that dog treeing over there where he hunted. And then we sold a Gouger. He went directly over there, and that guy was hunted by himself. And Junior finally convinced him to sell the dog. And that's how we got him. He'd only heard him, out by himself. That fella hunted out. I don't even think he had a truck. I think he hunted from his home. And Junior heard him at different times, and he really liked him.
Yeah, well, Junior and his brother Doug, I guess they grew up hunting. Were they from Kentucky too?
No, they from Tennessee.
Tennessee. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. They got one brother still lives there.
Oh, okay. Well, Doug was real active in PKC when I was there. He was on the director. I think he was kind of over the pro hunts and stuff, was the director for the pro hunts there. And he and Junior are about different as day and night in their personalities and all,
I can tell you how different they are.
Okay.
When the dogs treed, they'd be split, Or Doug would turn his one way and Junior would turn his another. Well, Junior would go in there to shoot his coon out, and he'd use long rifles. Doug would go this way, and he would shoot CBs. So
that tells you Doug was thinking about the other guy and the other dog and not pulling the dog in and all that.
And getting caught or whatever.
A coon hunter will walk the edge sometimes.
Yeah, they'll skirt the edges.
That's right. Well, those guys definitely. What was the name of that organization that Ray Wilhite had? I think Junior and Doug about broke him. They won so many of their hunts.
Yeah.
UCA or
UCHA or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Something other like that. United States. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
I don't remember it.
No. Well, I don't really either, but... Well, it's just, we can think back over the years Leon, and coon hunting's been good to both of us because it's made us a lot of friends, you know.
Yeah.
And that's well, what are you hunting now? I know you're not just going out there following around after Chris Allen.
I've got a female that real nice dog, and she's out of Richard Turner's old female named Sally, and she was off of Gunsmoke and one of his old females. So.
All right, so you got your old stuff in her there.
Yeah, and then we got Herbert Dean.
Yeah, I meant to ask you about Herbert Dean. Now that is a name for a coon dog. Did you name him?
Yes.
It
was somebody from West Van Leer, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Land of my roots. Loretta Lynn.
Yes.
And she had a son, I heard. Now, I'm not 100% about it, but I heard or I read somewhere, and his name was Herbert Dean. I said, that is unique right there. It's just got some kind of ring to me. Now, everybody don't feel that way, you know.
Oh, boy. Well, you know, Loretta had a lot in common with my mother because my mother was a coal miner's daughter, you know. She wasn't born in Butcher Holler, but she was born down on Cabin Creek in West Virginia between two mountains and a little creek and a railroad track. That's all was there, you know. Oh, boy. Well, and then Loretta, she had her farm place there in Middle Tennessee, was just west of where my dad was born and raised. He was from Dixon.
Oh, okay.
And the farm there, my cousins still live there. It's right inside of I-40. If you go I-40 heading west out of Nashville, you pass right by the place where my dad was born and raised.
Yeah, I remember going that way a lot, you know.
Yeah, over the years for sure. Well, what's old Chris? What's he hunting? Something named Sally or something? What's his
Sally? Yeah.
He's always saying, "Bless her little heart."
Yeah, she's a nice dog. She really is, and
yeah, that's great.
And when she barks, she's first strike, you know, always. Yeah. And he'll say 100. Yeah, wherever he's at, if he's busy in the truck or whatever, you hear him say 100.
Yeah. Well, I get it when you've been. I noticed you've been hunting some with Chris Saunders too. And,
Chris comes,
is he hunting that female that he and Randy Smith own together?
Well, now I don't know. I think Saunders owns the dog.
Okay.
I've never.
I think there was a partnership there on her to begin with, but now I don't know. That could have changed. You know. Yeah. She's out of that Jill female, and what is it? What is the male she's out of?
I'm not even really sure.
Well, we had my buddy over in Virginia, and I had a litter mate to her, and I can't remember whether it was out of Trackman Seaman or. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah.
But Chris is a dandy, too, a great guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Very knowledgeable hunter. I judged him years ago at Walker Days in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and he was hunting old Jinx.
Yeah.
Did you hunt with Jinx?
I think I drawed him before. Yeah.
He was, I think he was a whitey bred dog, wasn't he?
I think so.
He kind of looked like it. I think he had that white half face, kind of like old Whitey did. Now Doug's the one that followed old Whitey around a lot of nights.
Oh yeah. He was a handler on him for years.
Yeah. Well, you've had a lot of.
Whitey was old.
Huh?
Old. Whitey was old when I started hunting with those boys.
Oh, was he? Yeah.
But I did get a hunt with him occasionally, you know.
Yeah. Well, tell me a good story about a coon hunt that you was on or something that you remember.
You mean one of them competition hunts?
Any kind. I don't care. Competition, pleasure,
Well,
money, side pot, I don't care.
one that has confounded me and Sid Stewart to this day.
All right.
We were in northern Wisconsin. I'd been there. I wanted to go back one more time. This was in 2006 or something like that.
Okay.
And Sid and I, Jim Moore, and
Wow.
Earl Crace went to northern Wisconsin. We had us a cabin rented. I did, and
This would have been probably in September, maybe. Or
yeah.
Yeah.
Their season come in early out there,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there was state ground, there was federal ground, and there was some county ground that we could hunt on.
Okay.
And there was nobody out there because it was in the off season,
Yeah.
And there's very little going on around there. They had a fishing tournament coming up, things like that. But there was not much going on in the little town, but we were near Boulder Junction.
Junction. Okay.
Yeah, that's in northern Wisconsin.
Okay.
So we loaded up in the truck and took off, and we divvied up some money, for incidentals, gas, and what have you, And then we had to elect a treasurer, and Jim Moore.
That's Nubbin Moore in our crowd. Yeah, Jim Moore was okay.
He was electioneering for the job of treasurer. We kind of got suspicious, The guy wanted to
handle the money. Huh?
Yeah. So we elected Earl Crace to do the money. Me and Sid had the vote, Anyway, so we and Jim would say, "Boys, what do you spend that money for?" If we bought some different food or anything.
He was concerned about the money, huh?
Yes. Anyway, we made it out there and bought our license. Everything good, And we hunted the first night. I mean, we just got there. I guess we already had their license or something. We just got there, and we cut a couple of dogs. We had several dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe I had two. I had Wilco and the Redhead Stranger.
Okay.
So we cut Wilco and Earl's dog. And they treed in there. We had to pull down the road, and we took off. And just me and Earl. And the other two older gentlemen, they stayed in the truck.
Yeah.
And we had to go across a little creek, and them creeks are deep out there, So we found us a place we could get across. We got over there, and we shot this old big coon. And Jim Moore made it plain we had to bring every coon back because he's going to skin them,
Okay.
So we got it, and we shot that old big coon out, and it come a storm. I mean, like blowed up immediately after we got that coon, and we was coming back to the truck
like a thunderstorm.
Yeah. But we couldn't find that spot to get across the creek, and the hail started. And the dog would want to get right up under you to keep that hail from hitting him, and it hitting that helmet, Well, the fellas over there in the truck were asleep, So we finally found a spot to get across that water. And we thought, man, it was a bad storm. So we get to the truck, throw that old coon in the back, and them guys are asleep. And we said, boys, didn't you know there was a big storm? They said, what big storm? It quit by then,
They slept
and they
right
didn't
through
even
it.
know that they slept through a big hailstorm and thunder and lightning and everything. Anyway, we got one coon that night, and we'd had enough.
And you worked for that one, didn't you?
Yes.
Well, that's one good thing about being our age, Leon, and we do this at White River. We just quit when we want to. We're not trying to hunt all night or prove anything.
They want to count the coons and all that. Chris Allen likes to count the coons.
Yeah.
And things like that. But I always say, now, how many did you say we treat? I lose track of it.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well,
we had a great time out there, and that. And guess what? Whatever time I might have been wrong on that 2006, but I had a little yellow GPS. We didn't have none on the dogs.
Yeah, you just had one for
Remember
yourself.
Remember that little old handheld GPS?
Yeah. Was that
That's
a tracker or something they call it?
Well, it was a get back to the truck.
Yeah, yeah. It was a track back, they call it, or something like that. Yeah.
But it was also a Garmin now. I was using the Garmin.
Yeah,
it was yellow.
Yep. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It'd track you right back, take you right back to your truck. Mm-hmm.
And Sid Stewart would argue with it bad. I said, no, now Sydney, these ridges don't mean nothing up here. There'll be a ridge any which way. He thought you'd hit the ridge. And now we have to go over the ridge. Yeah. But anyway, it was... He wanted to argue with the GPS pretty bad.
There can't be anything much more fun than getting out with a group of guys like that and spending a week and hunting and eating too much and telling stories and laughing and all. I mean, that's what it's. I had my turn where I wanted to go to a competition hunt every night. But as you get older, that it changes, doesn't it?
Well, see, I went there in the 70s. I'd seen a big coon this fella had mounted.
Oh,
and I said, "Where did that thing come from?"
Yeah.
He said it weighed 40 pounds. And he had it standing up. And it was huge.
Yeah.
This had it mounted that way.
Yeah.
So me and my uncle back in that time in the 70s, I had that dog I got from Sid Stewart.
Yeah.
And we get out there and we don't even have a compass. And we've hunted flatland,
Oh, yeah.
You get turned around. And we got up there and it was lakes and rivers and creeks but we made it. I don't know. But what saved us was we didn't know how we was going to hunt that. And I said, well, this dog will road hunt. He said, what? I said, yeah, you put him out in front of the truck, and he'll just trot down the road and tree a coon.
Yeah.
He said, well, let's see. So I got him out there, and sure enough, Sid was right. I'd never tried it, And, he'd just drop off the side of the road and tree a coon,
Mm-hmm.
And that's all it saved us from getting lost forever, in there.
Well, big country,
Yeah. And he, sometimes he'd strike something and he'd be gone for an hour and he'd come back, I put him right back out in the road. There we go. He'd tree another one.
Yeah. Well, we road hunted a lot in the mountains of West Virginia because we didn't have very many coons at all. And, cover a lot of ground on those old mountain roads and strip roads and where they strip mine coal and stuff, but I'll be.
Anyway, this dog, that was the greatest thing. We had 28 coons, and I skinned them all back in the day, I finally learned better, but.
Yeah, I used to love to skin them. I just enjoyed pull the pajamas off of them, we'd say.
Yeah, fur coat.
That's right. Well, Leon, we have been at it here about almost an hour and 15 minutes, and man, this has been enjoyable. Have you got any parting words of wisdom we could share with our listeners?
No, no, just you know what the sign off used to be in the Merton Cooner. Whoever wrote the article,
Okay.
they would sign off by saying they'd write, "Keep them spotted."
Keep them spotted. That's been
Well,
your
now,
motto.
you know,
hasn't
then our preference nowadays is them blanket back dogs. So
That's right. That's right. It used to be the spotted dog. Well, they were about all spotted way back in the day there, you
Yeah.
know. But then that's what I'm talking to Randy Smith, you know, when he bred something to Sackett Jr., I think it was, and he got his first tricolored litter of pups. Or maybe it was a dog out of Sackett Jr. he had named Cowboy. And when he said, I opened that lid to that box and that litter of pups laid there, and he'd been hunting those Lone Pine dogs, and they were all spotted and speckled and all kinds of. And he said there was those blanket back puppies. He said, man, oh man, I've arrived now.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, John Monroe called me a week or so ago.
Yeah.
And we had a good talk, and we talked about them Finley River dogs mostly.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm sure you did. Yeah.
And I remind him every time I talk to him, just because I want him to remember it. You know, I sent my female to him and bred it to his Finley River dog back in the 70s.
Okay.
And I had a litter of pups, and they were all blanket back.
How about that?
Every one of them.
Yeah.
And,
man, that was
I
a
kept
treasure
one for
there.
several years. Yeah.
Yeah. John's a dandy. I always enjoy talking to him at Autumn Oaks, and I've had him on the podcast, but it's been a good while, and I've done some articles about him. I just don't write much anymore, and I need to. I always enjoyed writing. And Terry Walker had me writing about Walker dogs there for a good while when I was with Cooner and all that. But times change, Leon. It's rolling on, but sure good that you're still enjoying the sport and getting out there and doing it and living a part of the country. I chose this Florida because this, my wife and I, this is where she's my second wife, so she was living in Florida, and so I like it, but the coon hunting is not good down here. It's too hot in the summertime, and thick and snaky and mosquitoes and all that mess. Wintertime, when you guys are all frozen in up there, then I've got some pretty good hunting. Yeah. But you live in a part of the world where coon hunting's always been pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You still got several places you can hunt?
Well, I've kind of hooked up with Chris, and he's got some good hunting over by Noel's house, his brother's.
I see.
And then we got we hunted all through the winter. I took some time off this winter. And but before,
folks, this guy's 82 years old and he's taking time off to go hunt.
Yeah,
think about it.
Actually, what I had to do, my son fired the chef, and I had to go up, and the two helpers, I had to bring them up to speed. And our son went on vacation. He had 2 vacations planned. Had the tickets bought already, So,
so you had to
get up there, which I didn't mind. I got up early and went up there, and I got them guys, those 2 boys, up to speed,
lined
we might
up,
call it. Lined up and broke their bad habits, and just got them.
That's right.
And they're doing fine.
Let's give it a little plug for your restaurant there. What's it called?
Where is the Melody Restaurant.
Yeah.
It's on Route 235, north of 70, about a mile. And
specialty is chicken, right?
Well, chicken, fish. We cook home cooking about 4 items or 5 sometimes.
Oh, man. There
and
you
we
are.
make
You
homemade bread.
Ooh.
We make homemade bread.
Well, you traveling I-70 out there in Western Ohio, you want to definitely check out that Melody restaurant for sure.
Ronnie Smith used to stop quite a few times.
Yeah.
And different guys that I can't think of right now, but I do remember Ronnie being there several times.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's great. That's great.
But my parents opened it 60 years ago, mister.
Is that right?
1965, and we're still going.
That's
we're
awesome.
Still keeping us children going.
Well, that's
several of us.
That's a year after I graduated high school, so I know about how long ago that's been.
Yeah.
That's been a long time. That's awesome, Leon. What a great story, really.
Yep.
You know, and that shows the industry of the people of those mountains in eastern Kentucky and West Virginia and Tennessee and all. You know, rather than just scrape out a living in that in the dirt out there in those mountains, they came looking for a place, you know, to make a better life for their families, and they did. You know, and it amazes me. But the hardy people that come from that part of the world, that's for sure. Leon, go ahead.
There was a great. Well, it's called diaspora. You know, all my people came to this area on both sides.
Oh, okay.
And everybody here has got some connection to Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia. You know.
Yeah, you know, it was that way, as I said, when I was in Michigan, you know, just about everybody I met. Dave Dean, you know, he was from the Reelfoot Lake area over there in West Tennessee, and their family came, you know, up there to work in the auto factories, and just name after name, I could. But my dad's people, his sisters and all, they kind of gravitated toward Detroit from Tennessee, and then my mother's, some of them went that way, and like I say, some of them went to Ohio, and have got my mother's oldest sister. A lot of her people, she had 9 kids, and they all live right around Mansfield. You know, and they're still there now, the ones that are still living. So, that's a great part of our history. Leon, I thank you so much for taking the time to be with me today.
It was a pleasure, and we got it all covered.
Well, I hope we did, and if by golly, we can do this again.
Percentage of it.
We can do it again. There is no limit on these things, and I know my listeners are going to be just really excited about listening to you, and so many of people know you all around the coonhound world, and it just does me good to know that you're still doing well and that you're out there still hunting.
I'm very fortunate, and
we are, Leon, for sure.
Yes.
We are. Well, folks, I'm going to wrap this episode of Gone to the Dogs up for this week. A great conversation we've enjoyed with a good friend, Leon Childers, and we hope that you'll tell your friends about this episode when you listen to it, and tell them to tune in, and I'm sure they'll enjoy it as well. And for the good folks out at W Hunting Supply, our sponsor, also the Alpha Dog Nutrition people that provide all kinds of supplements and nutritional aids for our dogs. And I could not mention our sponsors and friends without mentioning Big Mark Zepp with Zepp Outdoor Works and Zepp Predator Calls and whatever he calls his company. He's into several things. You can get him at markzepp.com. Okay, for Leon Childers, this is Steve Fielder saying, if you're looking for these 2 old coon hunters, well, that's easy. They've gone to the dogs.